Good morning, Geraldine. Good
afternoon.
How are you?
Afternoon. I'm fine, thank you.
Jolly good. Just by way of introduction, who is thee and what do thee do?
Today I am Geraldine Watson. I'm a family law solicitor.
Wonderful. And I'm Vickki Ridgway and I'm a dispute resolution lawyer. And together we are
Lawfully Yours.
Follow us on all of your social media and YouTube.
Yes, always YouTube.
TikTok,
Tiki-toki.
Instagram.
Tiki-toki.
Anything else?
No.
And email us at lawfullyyourspod@gmail.com.
I'm glad you remember that because I never do.
It's imprinted. So what have you been up to this week?
Well, last week... No.
It's always when you go, wow.
Well, no, last week, Amy and I went to see Legally Blonde at the Curve.
How was it?
Oh, my God, it was amazing.
Was it? I love that film.
It was so good.
It.
But... You know, I'm doing the Curve Community Project.
Oh, yes. How's that going?
It's okay. So the first week, they took us down to see the thing that they do, the rehearsal.
Right.
But it was called the technical rehearsal. That's where they're doing it, but they're doing all the lighting, all the sounds and everything.
So that was your thing that you've subscribed to, you signed up to, and that was the actual...
That was part of it.
Oh,
so we did
wow.
Weird stuff. Really strange stuff. Honestly, it's a very surreal experience. But part of that, they took us down to see it, and we saw it, I think, about 40 minutes.
Wow.
It was so good.
So have you seen the actual show?
Yeah, so then on Friday, Amy and I went to see the actual show.
You'd recommend, would you?
I said to Amy, there's a lot of provocative dancing in there. But Amy's like, no, Mum, there isn't. It's just your age. So
now that surprises me because you're not.
I don't think so.
Prudish
but
at
there
all.
really was that because we were quite close to the stage, so they were doing all the dancing.
When is there dancing in Legally Blonde that's provocative?
It's musical, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
but
they up it a bit. They did the na na na. What is it? What's the song? Delta new.
Oh yeah,
that. But then she was like doing all the dancing where she's like. And because we were quite close, honestly, it was an eye opener.
Never take you for a prude, Geraldine.
No, it was like, and they were wearing like really short things as well.
Maybe I'll have to go and see it.
It was good.
I didn't realise it was on at Curve actually.
Yeah, really
normally
good
quite
singing,
on it,
dancing, and yes, that's it.
And
what about
and
you?
Grinding by all accounts.
Yeah.
About me, well, look at my notes here. What have I been doing this week? I haven't been to the theatre.
No.
I've been pissed off with the rain.
Oh, I know.
Sun's out today. Did you know? So obviously you know I'm moving to Norfolk.
I do. You've not mentioned it before.
It's been snowing in Norfolk.
Does it?
And it looks so pretty. I cannot wait to be on the beach when it's snowing.
I love the snow. It makes everything look so pretty.
I like it if you haven't got to go out in it, like driving. And when it's first fallen, I love it. It's so pretty.
I remember a few years ago when we lived at the old house. It was on we were at the bottom of the street and went down on a slant, and then we opened our front door one morning and the kids had built a massive snowman, so you couldn't open your front door. It was so funny. It was brilliant.
Love it.
I've had quite a few inquiries saying...
It's funny you say that.
Is it?
Yeah, because I've got something. I've got something written down here.
So saying, oh, I've got this problem, do you deal with that? I've got this problem, do you deal with that? Different things, all under the umbrella of family law. So I think that's what we were discussing. We'll do a separate episode.
Yes.
Breaking down what we do to try and help people understand.
I think you're right, because I think just saying you're a family lawyer or dispute resolution, litigation, is, well, what does that cover?
Yeah, and we know what it is.
Well,
but people out there
that's a good idea.
don't.
Yeah, so that should we do that as an episode, or should we do it as some shorts?
Maybe see how long it is.
If it's yours, it'll go on for bloody ever. So yeah, no inquiry I've had this week, and it surprised me a bit actually, because I've already got one. I say in the cabinet, but I don't have a cabinet anymore.
You used to have a cabinet, didn't you?
Yeah, but I've got one in the cabinet already, and I thought that was a bit of an unusual case. But in fact, this inquiry I had this week was essentially this guy has inherited a property from a family member who sadly passed away, and it's a tenanted property. So he's got tenants in place, and he hasn't got a copy of the tenancy agreement or any of the documents of anything. Apparently the tenants have been in place for about 16 years.
Oh, wow.
So his family member hasn't got, well, you can't find this paperwork. He wants to sell the property, but obviously he wants the tenants out. And he's like, well, I haven't got a tenancy agreement. How do I do it? I was like, I can help you with that.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah,
isn't it?
But I've got something similar already, and I thought that was quite a unique
I think that's the flip side, though, isn't it? So obviously he wants to sell the property, doesn't want to be a landlord, but the people who've been living there for 16 years, that's their home.
Absolutely.
So it's a bit sad, isn't it?
Yeah, it
really?
is.
But you can understand where he's coming from as well.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing that's been happening over the past couple of weeks is I've taken on a new contract with a firm in Leicester who do clinical negligence and serious injury work.
Okay.
And it's kind of, because that's my background. I used to do PI and clin neg all of the time, and then obviously sort of expanded into general civil litigation. And it's reignited my love for the work again.
That's it.
Yeah. There's some people out there, they've been through absolute hell, honestly. Some of the files that I've been reviewing have really, really touched.
Do you find that they come to you at the beginning of the injury or when they're going through the process of having the treatment? And
depends what it is. If it's a serious injury, that tends to be fairly soon after, either by the individual or by a family member. If it's clinical negligence or medical negligence, then that tends to follow a little bit later because they don't necessarily realise at the time that there is potential there for a complaint. So
I suppose there's a cut-off period, though, is there?
It's 3-year limitation period,
3 years.
which is a whole other podcast because it depends on knowledge and age of the claimant. And all sorts. But so I'm kind of loving it a little bit at the minute, and not that I don't love my job anyway, but the clin neg and the PI work has been sort of the minority of my caseload, whereas this is it's really kind of given me a bit of a boost, which is nice because it's been pretty shitty weather and everything. I think everyone's just been feeling really down, and it's now.
I think the last episode we were talking about, I've had a few inquiries about post-nuptial agreements. Yeah. And because you don't get, sometimes you can go a long time without them, and then when you get them, it's something that you do, but because you don't do it very often, it does give you that
it does. Absolutely.
Something new. Well, not new, but something that you don't always deal with on a daily basis.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving it at the moment. Amid the packing and the trying to declutter and everything else, but I just want to.
It'll be worth it when you're there.
I hope so. I hope so. Yeah, and just to reassure our listeners, our followers, I will be coming back to record.
Can't get rid of you, can we?
Nope. Sorry about that.
I don't want to.
Anyway, a few weeks ago, have you done all what you need to do?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about your jazzer this week.
Oh, God, it's a stupid one.
Go on.
So I was out for dinner with my friend.
You've got a friend?
I've got a friend.
Wow.
A friend.
You got a friend in me.
Anyway, so we was out for dinner. We'd had the mains and then went on to dessert. Always have a dessert. Even if we're full, we have to have a dessert.
No starter dessert.
And I like a cup of tea at the end as well.
Of course you do.
So I've had, I think it was apple crumble or apple pie and custard and then a cup of tea. So obviously as you're chatting away, you don't really realise what you're doing. So I went like that in my tea and it was the bloody custard and not the milk in my tea. So I put the custard in my tea. Oh, for God's sake. Yeah, it just sums me up.
Do you know, really, it always makes me laugh, but it never surprises me, the stuff that you do.
You know, Dean, my other half, is like, I don't know how you're a solicitor, you know, with all the silly things
my girls say that. Mum, how do you hold down such a professional job when you're so ditzy? I
know, but it's so different, isn't it? When you're doing your job, it's just, I don't know what it is.
Well, we've got an excuse. We're menopausal.
Pre-menopause, perimenopausal. Peri.
All right.
Perimenopausal, yes.
So a couple of weeks ago, I think it was, beginning of the year, we did a episode. We did a podcast episode. Why are we here?
Really?
You did about divorce and I did about contested probate. And following on from that, we've had quite a few questions. We said, if you remember, we said we need a wills and probate expert. On that note, we not only have one wills and probate expert, we have two. And I'm very pleased to say that I have known this pair quite some time through this pair, through different avenues in my legal career, and would have no hesitation whatsoever in recommending them. So shall we introduce?
We shall introduce. I'll let you because they're your guests.
Our guests?
No, they're our guests, but yes.
So welcome Christian Jenkins. Should do ladies first. Natalie Biggin and Christian Jenkins of Welland Valley Legal. Hello and welcome to our podcast.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
How are you both?
Comfortably?
We are. It's lovely in here.
I feel like we're about to get grilled on something.
No, not
Say,
at
are you
all.
ready?
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. So tell us, let's go talk with you, Natalie, first. Tell us a little bit about you, your background, how you came to be Natalie Biggin of Welland Valley Legal.
Yeah, crikey. Where
Big
do we
ask there.
start?
We've only got a short period of time.
I trained in Birmingham in a commercial firm, did
Oh,
the
wow.
standard training contract.
Yeah.
So you move into different departments every 6 months for 2 years. Wills and probate was last on my list. I thought, no, I want to be a commercial solicitor.
Oh, really?
But I did 6 months in the wills and probate team, and the first day I got in there, I just knew that was what I wanted to do. I loved the work. I loved the people you worked with, and you know, you really felt like you were helping people in quite difficult times, which I really, really enjoyed. So yes, from there I sort of carried on at that firm for a bit, and then decided to come back to my roots in Leicestershire and work my way up in a firm there, and COVID hit.
Yes.
Which I think got a lot of people talking and thinking in that time, and that was the time I decided that I really wanted to go and set up a business and have it, you know, give it a go.
Fabulous.
And,
So you were saying earlier that this is your 5th year?
5th year, going into our 5th year of business.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It's weird, isn't it? Because we were doing the same. We did the same in COVID.
Yes.
And it's like, it's if you think about it, it's a bizarre time.
It was the
Decide-
worst
Yeah,
time.
but it's worked out for all of us. So
Yeah.
which is, it's mad, really, isn't it?
I think it gave you time to think a bit
It
more.
did,
You
and
got
I
off
think-
the hamster wheel a little bit.
I think for us, obviously we're both consultants, but it made me sort of think, well, I don't need to be on that what's the word, that wheel, that mouse
Hamster wheel.
Yeah.
Hamster wheel.
Yeah, you know, and I mean, you've probably done the complete opposite, actually, because running your own business as a law firm is very different to what we do.
very
It is.
different.
Yeah.
I'd take my hat off to you. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
And obviously in
absolutely.
that 5-year period, I think you've got married and you've got 2 children
Two
now.
children, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Very busy girl.
Very
Yeah.
busy. It's a juggle.
Yeah.
She looks amazing
And
for
she's still
it.
smiling.
I know.
Still smiling.
How?
Yeah. Why not?
And I suppose it helps that you've got someone you can trust
Absolutely.
holding the fort whilst you're having babies.
Yes,
and
luckily.
Don't do things by half.
We don't do things by half. No,
It's,
no.
Stuff. I remember having lunch with you, Christian, and you was. I think we were just chatting, and I think just before we were due to sort of part ways, I think you said, "Oh, and you'll never guess, Natalie's only pregnant again." I think you were just getting on top of the time
That's
that
right.
she'd been off on maternity leave.
If I ever ring Christian and say, Christian, can we just have a quick meeting?
I dread it
start
every
sweating.
time. Yeah. Start panicking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell
Yeah.
us a bit about your background and how you came to be a wills and probate specialist.
Well, obviously, Natalie had a clear vision in terms of what she wanted to do, whereas for me it was a bit different, and I dropped out of school.
Oh.
That's about 16, 17. And I was offered a job at a solicitor's local to where I lived, which was just an admin person, essentially. And then from there, the HR said to me, look, there's a course called SILEX, which is the Institute of Legal Executives, and they will pay for me to go on this course whilst I'm working full time.
Yeah.
So I went for it.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things which I fell into, but it was the best thing I ever did.
Yeah, it's very similar to mine because I was a secretary, and then somebody said, I think other people see in you probably what you don't necessarily see in yourself. And I did the SILEX route through distance learning. So
yeah, and it's great for us as we do talks at career fairs and things like that at school, and it's really good giving them different perspectives on how to get into the legal career route, because we've got the solicitor route with the university, we've got the SILEX route, which can be distance learning or home learning. So it's a really good way to just say to people, look, if university isn't for you, there are alternative ways to get into this type.
And even apprenticeships now.
that
was never a thing when I was coming through school.
It was, they used to do YTS, and they used to get something like £30 a week or something.
£26.50.
She knows. She knows. So why wills and probate?
Again, it was one of those things which I fell into because originally I was in conveyancing.
Oh, gosh.
And I can't remember the year, but there was a big crash in the property market, and they essentially said to me, look, you can go to wills and probate, or you might be made redundant.
Yeah.
So naturally, the decision.
Of course,
Let me think about it. And actually, I really enjoyed it because I like being part of a team. I like being able to offer clients solutions and problems. The clients are generally coming to you because they want something which is going to benefit them.
Yeah.
And with it being non-contentious, which is the side of wills and probate that we deal with.
Yeah. When it's contentious, you come to me, don't you?
I'll hand it all over to you at that point. Yeah.
So how did you two get together then?
Oh gosh, it goes back quite a few years, doesn't it?
It
we
does.
really just met on the networking scene, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then when I set up a year in, I thought, it'd be really good to have someone doing the business with someone.
Yeah.
And I just thought one morning, Christian, because we'd often, when we bumped into each other, always said, it'd be really cool to own a farm, but never really thought, it would happen. And I gave you a call, didn't I?
Yeah, Natalie was the brains behind setting it all up, and I was silly enough to join you.
Exactly.
So you've been with Welland Valley for
nearly 3 years.
3 years.
3 years in June.
Yeah.
And it does feel like 3 years, but in a good way.
Yeah.
It's we've faced a lot of challenges, I would say. And there's been a lot of hurdles, but actually it's been really good to experience.
Yeah.
And we weren't business owners before. So
it's a big thing, isn't it?
It's a huge change.
Yeah.
And our experience and knowledge has grown with the business, which is quite nice, because rather than just jumping into the deep end, the business has gone from that to that.
Yeah.
And so has our knowledge, really.
Definitely.
You know, so it's been a real good learning curve.
And I think you are stronger if you can have a business partner. I do think you're stronger having someone next to you than on your own.
Yeah.
I think we've said, haven't we, that being self-employed has made us unemployable. Do you feel the same?
Absolutely.
Would you ever go back to work for anybody else? Obviously, if you had to, you would, but...
I think I'm completely unemployable.
I don't want to think about it.
I'm not sure about you, Christian. What do you think?
I'd struggle.
Yeah.
I'd struggle, but...
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's just the autonomy, isn't it? That you get used to having that.
Yeah.
And not having to answer to anybody just for general day-to-day decisions. I think
probably slightly different for you guys, because obviously you're running a firm, so you've got employees as well. But
and it's keeping that structure as well. So I would always keep that structure as if I was working for someone, because otherwise it's that mentality. If I lose that, then I just become lazy.
It's easy to do, isn't it?
Yeah. I still set my alarm at 7:30, get 7:25.
It's a lay-in.
Is it?
That's a lay-in.
I'll dream of that time with 2 young children.
You've got children as well, haven't you?
Got 3.
3.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Then
You've got twins.
You don't need an alarm, do you?
Twins.
Got
Chloe and
twins,
Ashley, twins.
really?
They're 8 next month.
8.
And Carly, my eldest, is 12. So she's
Wow.
first year of senior school.
Gosh, does that make you feel old?
I felt old before that.
My youngest child is 34 on Thursday.
Wow.
I know.
My
Wouldn't
youngest is
believe it.
26.
Wouldn't believe it.
That makes me feel older than how old I'm going to be on my next birthday.
I think having a grandchild makes me feel older, because it's
think
the next generation.
Yeah, I
coming
think
through.
saying the word grandchild does.
Yeah.
But when my granddaughter comes, I don't feel old.
Oh no, no. So
she's
so I'm always on the floor with Arjun and messing around and stuff.
Yeah.
So that aspect of it doesn't make me feel old.
Yeah,
but
the fact that you are a grandparent.
Yeah, like I say, the next generation comes through, pushing you to the other
let's
side.
Let's not talk about
we won't
that.
talk about that.
No, we've had deep conversations about that before, and we can just go on a spiral.
We'll just forget about that.
Yeah.
No.
So what's the most unusual thing anybody has left in their will?
Ooh, that's a good question. I've had some obscure ones.
Go on.
I've had a lady that had 22 dogs.
Oh, wow.
And she just decided to leave them all in her will to a friend.
Oh my!
Oh, no.
I like that person.
And I thought, I'm not sure if this is a help or a hindrance to that friend. Yeah. Yeah, it was absolutely wild. Yeah.
Did she say to you, do you think I should ask her before I do this in the will?
I strongly suggested she asked if she actually wanted them.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Can you imagine?
Just sitting there when the will's being read thinking, oh, I've inherited something. I'm really sad that my friend's died, but wow, I wonder how much she's left me.
Yeah, I remember it was a long time ago, but they fell out with their family and they left them all £1 each. Just to wind them up, I think it might have been.
Wow. In situations, so this is something we were talking about when I was talking about contested probate. So in situations like that, presumably you have a very detailed file note in terms of why they're making that decision, etc. Because that doesn't always happen, and then I get somebody left me £1, and so and so's got 20,000 or whatever, and they didn't even see him, and so. The importance, I think, is to make sure that, and you said, make sure you've spoken to your friend. I think it's not just about this is what the client wants and therefore it goes down. It's being really thorough with them. And you said did you do a homemade will?
Yeah. Which obviously I'm going to have a conversation with Christian and Natalie afterwards, because I've realised since you did that contested probate episode, I realised there's so much wrong with my will. I thought, no, I'm a solicitor, I can do my own will, it's fine. Exactly. Oh my God,
exactly.
No. I
so would you recommend, not that this is going to happen, but would you recommend either of these guys do their own divorce?
No, absolutely not.
So there you go.
Yeah. There we go. I know. But you just think a will is an easy thing to do, isn't it? Put down what you've got, who you're going to leave it to, and that's it. And I've since learned that is absolutely not. I mean,
there is case law, isn't there, where a will written on the back of a cereal box is valid,
right,
providing it complies with the Wills Act, is it?
Wills Act,
There we go. But obviously, that doesn't mean that it can't be contested. That doesn't mean that somebody can't raise an issue.
And I think it's important to make sure that your will's right, because your will is the last thing you can do for your family or your friends, and you want to make sure it's as watertight as possible, so that you know that your wishes will be carried out. And if there's anything wrong with that will, since we've found out, it can be challenged even when there's nothing wrong with the will.
Yeah.
That's just crazy. So these guys are definitely the people you need to go to.
100%.
And to review your will. I always say to people, it's not once you've done it, that's it. Actually, things change so much. So
do you change it just for the sake of changing it, or
no? We say as a base rule, every 5 years you should be reviewing it. But within that time, if a life event happens, such as marriage, divorce, have babies, or you get an inheritance, then these are all triggers to think, maybe I should review that will.
And a lot of the time we would say to clients, once they've just signed their new will, would say, look, let's review it in 5 years. But it may be that we just sit down together, go through the will. Has anything changed? No, fine. So
and decide just to leave it.
If it doesn't need changing, we wouldn't get clients to do new wills. We would only do it if it was necessary.
And does that old will then just get destroyed?
We actually don't destroy. You should always keep a record of the previous wills, because if it is ever contested, you need to see what happened in the previous will, because sometimes they will fall back on the previous will.
Because I remember doing the LPC and they spoke about codicils.
Yeah.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah, absolutely, it's still a thing.
That's like an annex, isn't it?
Yeah, you'd only really use a codicil if you're amending a very small part of the will. So say someone had left £1,000 to a friend and they want to change it to £500. A codicil would be a good way to do it. But if there's substantial changes, you really need to.
And then sometimes people don't want to do a codicil because it gets proved with the will, so they don't want to see what they originally put and then what they put in the codicil.
It's okay if it's more favourable, I guess, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. So often they may say, oh, actually, don't do a codicil, just do a completely new will.
Yeah. One thing I didn't know, which I do now, and which you need to think about, which I'm sure you're going to talk to Christian after, because I got married in May last year, and we had a chat, and I said to you, well, I'm getting married in May, so I'll wait until after that and then we'll do the will. And you said, no, you can absolutely do a will in contemplation of marriage. And I'm like, well, what happens? Because in my head, from my study days, the will, if you get married, it's invalid. But obviously you can do a will in contemplation of a marriage.
Yeah. Ordinarily, marriage would revoke a will.
Yeah.
But you can make them in contemplation of marriage. But it has to be, you have to name the person who it's in contemplation to.
Okay.
So it can't just be,
So
I'm going to marry someone.
I'm going to marry someone.
It's a good job I didn't change my mind on the day and just marry somebody else.
Absolutely.
Then, isn't it?
That would have revoked it,
Yeah.
See, the reason I was hesitant to do that was because I thought you did a will in anticipation of marriage, and then after the marriage you had to do a new will.
Yeah.
But obviously I realise you don't now, so yes, I'm having that conversation.
Yeah.
With
So again, listeners out there, if you're thinking of getting married, you should do like do you do stands at a wedding fair and stuff like that?
They'd love that, wouldn't they?
I think you should. And you should do a stand at a wedding fair.
We might bring the vibe down a little bit.
Might do. Yeah.
Well, you're going to get married, but you need a prenup, and you're going to die at some point. So
this is your checklist.
Yeah, definitely.
They're the sad elements of getting married.
Yeah.
But it's important, isn't it?
It's very
about
important.
pre and post nups and stuff.
Yeah.
So what do you do in your spare time, Natalie?
I have horses.
Oh.
So
I don't like horses. They've got big teeth. They scare me.
They do have very big teeth, but thankfully they don't use them that often.
How many horses have you got?
So I'm from a horsey background. So my mum's very horsey, and we have 3 at the moment. Yes,
okay.
Yes.
So do you ride every weekend, or
with little children, it's getting harder and harder time-wise. But I try sort of once or twice a week to still ride.
Fabulous.
Yeah, don't compete so much anymore.
Okay.
Oh, you used to compete as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nationally and internationally. So
wow.
Yeah, that does feel like a slightly different life now.
But I bet.
We can put some photos up of you on the podcast.
Yeah, let's do that.
Some jumps on the horse.
Yeah, let's do that.
I've got a share in a racehorse.
Oh,
yeah.
Actually, 2. My other half bought me them as a Christmas present.
That's really cool.
Idaho Valley, and it's hard to know. They're my horses.
You do like going to the races.
Oh, I love the races.
Have they been in any
It's a
big
good day
races
out.
yet?
Sorry?
Have they been in any big races, Grand
No,
National?
so I get an email saying, they've been declared to run or something, and then a couple of days later I get an email saying they've been pulled.
Oh.
It's all the rain. It's too wet.
Yeah.
I love, the last races we went to, Dion Dublin was there. Got a photo with Dion Dublin.
How much was the hat that you bought at the races?
Don't
that
I even. I'm trying to remember the price I told Dean compared to the price that it was, so we won't talk about that.
Okay.
We used to do the race nights at Newmarket, which were absolutely brilliant.
Okay.
And then they do like a bit of a concert in the
live
evening
band.
afterwards.
Yeah, brilliant.
It's really good fun.
Fab. And what do you do in your spare time?
3 children.
What is spare
they take
time?
up all of my time.
It's like what's left over wine.
Yeah, absolutely. I live vicariously through my son watching him play football now. So,
fabulous.
He Ashley loves to play football.
He's one of the twins, is he?
He's one of the twins. So he's just been playing for about 2 years now, but he absolutely loves it. So
you do a bit of running.
I try. Being a parent or running a business or anything else, no matter what you do, you always end up filling your time with things. And I just find it really difficult to try and stay in shape. So I tend to, when I'm working from home, I will drive the kids to school, leave the car at the school, run home, and then during school pickup, I'll then run back to the school where the car is.
Love it.
Bring the kids back. That's the only chance I get to run anymore. But when it gets a bit warmer, I'll be making more excuses to go and do a bit more running. But
I think it's really hard to find the time, and it's really hard to make excuses to find the time.
Yeah,
and be
even
consistent.
just go for a walk, isn't it? And it's just, I would love to do that, and I just like no.
It's so important though, isn't it? Just to get that bit of you time just to relax and.
Well, I've just started Pilates, haven't I?
Oh yeah,
that's so
that was fun. Yeah. So they did an induction. So I did Pilates Reformer, which is the machine one, and then Pilates mat. The Pilates Reformer, when I left, I was feeling so invigorated. I had an adrenaline rush. It was amazing. Pilates mat. Oh my God, what the hell is that about? I felt like I'd run a marathon. It was awful. I was like, well, it must have worked, but oh my God.
That's very impressive.
Because I just thought all you're doing is on the floor on a mat.
You think the reformer would be harder, wouldn't you?
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm really surprised by that.
Absolutely not. Some of the moves I couldn't do. I was like, no way can I do that. It was an
eye-opener. A woman of your age.
A woman of my age. Absolutely not.
I can't even touch my toes, so I don't think Pilates is for me. Yeah, that way.
Right, so we've got 11 questions for you.
I've got 5.
Are you ready?
From our guests, so don't
10 questions for you.
No.
One for you.
You're not getting away with that.
So, I'm not married and I have adult children and parents. Who is my next of kin?
And they have children, did you say? Or no children?
Have adult children.
Yeah. Equally to the children.
Equally to children.
Okay.
So it goes to the children.
Goes to the children.
Right underneath children. Oh, you don't have a normal pen, do you?
No.
Children.
You go.
Does my will cover assets held in other countries?
Yes, but it is always recommended if you, so for example, if you've got a property in France, that you have a French will and a UK will. It's a lot easier on the administration side when someone passes away.
Oh, okay.
And there are other reasons as well, but I won't go
That's
into it. Yeah, that's a short answer.
That's the lawyer's answer.
Yeah.
I think this is a bit of an... Anyway, what are the criteria to make sure a will cannot be challenged?
It's impossible to always... You can't guarantee that a will won't be challenged at all, but you can... When you're taking instructions from a client, you try and foresee potential issues which can happen.
Which is
down
what we
the road.
spoke about earlier.
Yeah, so, whether that's looking at, we used to call it dangling a carrot, so leaving them a cash gift big enough so that they may not want to contest because they may potentially lose the gift, or looking at the use through trusts to try and protect assets. But it's you can't 100% guarantee that a claim wouldn't be made.
Because even if it's completely, everything's fine, it's been signed correctly, everything's, we can still, as we know, we still have challenges. So
I think
that is a bit
following on from that, when we spoke about it, it's something about having two people sign or two executors or something. Is that a criteria?
Two people signing the will
as a witnesses,
witnessing you signing the will, because you've got one person.
Is that a thing, having to have two witnesses?
You need to have
two witnesses who are not beneficiaries.
Not beneficiaries. They can be the executors, but they can't benefit from the estate.
Okay. I mean, we would always probably get the witnesses to not be anyone named on the will. Ideally.
And they need to be adult, and they can't be intoxicated.
Okay.
There's a story behind it.
I'm not saying.
Yes.
Do I have to set up a trust for my children, or does a will cover this? So if you've got minor children.
No, I mean, if you were to pass away when your children are under 18, a bare trust is what it's called, would be instantly there by law.
Okay.
There are reasons you would set up a trust in a will if you've got vulnerable children or a lot of high wealth, there are reasons you'd set a more formal trust at what we call discretionary trusts.
Yeah. Okay. I think we've already covered this actually. So what happens if I want to change my will in 5 years?
Yeah.
So we can
skip.
Yeah.
Next.
Can I protect my inheritance for a child from a previous marriage?
Over to you.
For a child from a previous marriage.
So can I protect my inheritance for a child from a previous marriage? So
I
suppose similar in my situation.
Yeah.
Well, mine.
Yeah.
Again, you're looking at
you'd be looking at your trust. So there's particular wills which we tend to do, which are called life interest trust wills. And what they do is they look at making reasonable financial provision for your new partner.
Yeah.
But at the same time protecting the capital for your children from your previous relationship. So that could be, for example, if you had a property, you could allow your new spouse or partner to continue to live in the property and have the benefit of it. But ultimately, when they pass away or if they were to remarry, the property then reverts back to your children.
Yeah.
And in simple terms, that's what a life interest trust is.
I get a lot of claims for the new spouse, if we can call them that, where reasonable financial provision hasn't been accounted for in the will.
And it's understanding what reasonable is in terms of financial
provision.
Absolutely.
And what one person may think is reasonable.
I was just thinking with these questions, it highlights, I think, so much how every case is so specific.
Yeah.
And so it's not, I need a will because of this. Every individual will be dependent on the facts of that particular person.
Yeah.
And so it highlights even more the need to get that legal advice.
Of getting it done properly,
And this is where, we talk about the things like AI coming in.
Yes.
And a lot of people start to worry about, well, is it going to take our jobs? But I think with wills in particular as well, it's one of those things where clients prefer to sit down and speak to us because we our aim is to offer solutions to the clients. They tell us what they want, what their aim is from having a will.
Yeah.
And we ask those questions and dig into what they're really trying to achieve. Yeah. And until you do sit down with someone and start asking those questions,
absolutely,
that information starts to come out, and then you can offer different solutions.
So AI is
to
only going to give you an answer to what you put in
absolutely,
there. And if you don't know that that's
not
a potential,
probing.
not a potential issue, then.
But also, I think the problem with AI is I don't think you can rely on it, because AI has been proven.
You have to double check it, don't you?
Yeah. To give you incorrect information time and time again.
Yeah. Well, I told you last week I diagnosed myself as dead when I put my symptoms in. And it was like, well, I'm sure I'm not.
What did you put in?
That's a whole other story. Right. Do you store the original will, or are we responsible for keeping it?
We at Welland Valley Legal, we do offer free storage of all our clients' wills. Obviously, if you want to take home, you can, but we don't really recommend that because people do lose it. Yes. So it is better to be stored safely.
You got mine. You have.
It's looking at you, doesn't it?
You have.
Yes.
Yes.
It's safe. It's safe. It's in our strong room.
It's safe. I think.
And if you ever need a copy, you can email me and I can provide you with a signed copy.
Okay.
I was going to go and find it now.
It's panicking now.
No, I did. Yeah, no, I did send it back, and I do remember you saying you got it.
Should I get a power of attorney at the same time as making a will?
It's recommended. You don't have to, but it is recommended because actually lasting powers of attorney are also relevant at any point in your life. People always assume that if I end up in hospital temporarily, my husband will be able to access my bank account, and that is just not the case. Not the case at all.
They're always overlooked. The relevance and importance of those documents are always overlooked, aren't they? People always think about the will. But they never think about, well, whilst I'm still alive,
what if something happens?
Who's going to be able to manage these?
Yes.
And even with a married couple with a joint bank account, the bank can still freeze a joint bank account.
Yes. Okay.
So married couples will often sometimes think, well, it's okay because the account's joint, but actually the bank can still freeze a joint account.
Okay.
And we always refer to them as insurance policies, don't we?
Yeah.
Hopefully they're never needed, but if they are.
Do you do them as well?
Yes, we do.
That is, we do need to have a chat about that, Christian, to be fair, because I know that was something that was on our agenda, and then I think
they've got 2 clients from
today, I know, we're doing well here.
How can I minimise inheritance taxes?
That's a great question again.
That's a whole episode, I think,
isn't it? That is a whole episode. If you're talking will specifically, that is through trusts often. Okay. If you're looking at business assets and agricultural assets, there's certain release for that. So we do certain trusts for that. Okay. So, and it also structuring. So if there's a business, sometimes if you're a married couple, it's good for you both to hold shares, so that we can take advantage of 2 allowances. That's a big one, but it's all stuff like that. Charities, so you can gifts. If you give more than 10% of your estate to charity, there's a reduction in the inheritance tax. Instead of it being 40%, it's 36%.
Making use of your annual allowance, so giving up to £3,000 a year.
Lifetime gifting then.
And also if you've got a child who's getting married, you can give up to, I think it's £5,000 for a wedding gift.
You can, 5,000,
so you can do things like that. But one of the probably biggest misconceptions that we have clients come through our door is where they'll want to put the property into a trust.
Yes. Okay.
Because they think, well, if I put the house into a trust, then after 7 years, it's not part of my estate for inheritance tax purposes. But
that's not the case.
If they continue to live in it, or they continue to receive an income from it, if it's a property being rented, it's what's known as a gift with reservation of benefit.
Okay.
So they'll still tax it as being your asset.
Yes. If you're the tax man still gets it.
Yeah.
That's not the way to reduce your inheritance tax.
Seek advice. No, we don't.
Pay tax on everything.
Yes.
And then tax on top of tax.
Yeah.
Well, the biggest thing is the pensions coming in April 27.
Yes, that's
so from April 2027, your pension will be part of your estate for inheritance tax purposes.
Oh wow!
So
it's not at the moment, is it?
Yeah, absolutely. So for many, many, many years, they've been saying put into your pension.
Yeah.
And then they say, right, we're going to tax it now.
And yet the reliefs are frozen for a further, I think it's 2030 now or 2032.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to withdraw and spend it.
But I thought if you nominated someone as a beneficiary, with your pension company, that was outside of your estate.
Used to be.
That's what's been changed.
Yes.
Bloody shits, aren't they?
I know.
Can we say that word?
Oh, we say all sorts of words
Oh,
on
wow.
here.
Okay. You're not going to get fined.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So we are going to see a lot more people in the bracket of having to pay inheritance tax on death without some very good lifetime planning. So it's going to be more of a need for people to do their wills and seek professional advice.
Wow. It's where we're collaborating a lot more with financial advisors now to get the end result that the client wants.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take your pension out and spend it.
Wow. Seems that way.
Me? Okay.
No, it's me.
Is it you?
Yeah.
Go on then.
No, it's you.
I did the power of attorney one. What was your last one?
I did inheritance tax.
So it's me then. Do my debts die with me?
Yes. Well, no. So not die with you, as in they have to be repaid when you pass away. So yeah,
provided your estate is solvent.
Yeah, it's solvent. If there's funds in the
enough
estate,
money in the pot, the debts have to be paid.
They're all prepaid. Yeah. Mortgage.
Yeah. So you can't just go and max out on a credit card just before you die.
What if there's not money in the estate? Do the beneficiaries of what? Well, they won't benefit from anything, will they, if there's no money in the estate?
There is an order of priority.
Okay.
So, you start off with your mortgage, it has to be done, and it goes right down a list of priorities.
Your funeral.
Yeah.
Okay.
And people like your banks usually are lower down that list, aren't they?
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Generally,
funeral's number one.
Funeral's number one.
Yeah.
Generally, the executors will end up having to write to the banks and say, unfortunately, the estate is insolvent, and then the bank will. May sometimes end up having to write that off.
Okay.
Yes.
Finally, you'll be glad to hear. What happens if my father sells his house and lives with me? We buy a house together, but then a year later he needs to go into a care home.
So he sold his house.
He sold his house, moves in with me. We buy a house together, but then he needs to go into a care home.
That's a difficult one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because
you can still claim the residential nil rate band relief, can't you? Once you've sold a home and you end up going into care.
Yeah.
So you still get an inheritance tax relief with that. Right. But regarding
care home fees.
Care home fees, if you're talking on that front, they'll financially assess that at the state. And I would think that the proceeds part of that will be taken into account and have to fund that care.
But if it's not there because it's in the house, isn't it? They use the money to buy.
So but it'll be the same. They'll say, right, well, that property, whatever those proceeds were, is now in this new property. So we're going to. That's an asset of that person because you can't
deprive. Jointly owned,
even though it's jointly, it'll be 50% or whatever the split.
Can they force that person out of the house?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And from the child's point of view, they would be asking that it's a disregarded asset.
Yes,
but
I don't
from
think
the local authority's point of view, they would be assessing it on.
That's probably one of the myths that we perhaps because I think people think, well, if I sort of sign over half of my house to whatever, to my husband or whatever, then that means they can't take my house.
No, because the local authority will look back 25 years, and if they see a transaction is done to avoid care home fees, that is brought straight back into account.
Okay.
So how can they raise the money then to
sell it?
They'd have to sell it
potentially, or you look at all the person living there. Could they take a mortgage and release some funds? You look at that, but they absolutely would force through. They're not. The state aren't going to fund that care on that basis.
And that's another one of those myths where clients or the public sometimes tend to think that if I make a gift and survive 7 years, then it's not considered as part of my estate for care home fees. Yeah. But the 7-year rule is purely for inheritance tax purposes. It has zero to do with care home fees. Like you said, the local authority, as Natalie said, the local authority can go back 20
very on
years.
it. Yeah.
If they think that you have given something away deliberately to deprive yourself of assets.
How can you prove that or disprove that? Or is that
I think that's up for them to prove it, isn't it?
Absolutely. They'll do their own investigations on that. I think it's pretty obvious, isn't it, really? In the last 2 years in this scenario, if they've done that, it looks pretty, if that person is relatively well and healthy, it's suspicious, isn't it?
And again, it comes down to what's reasonable in terms of the gift that they've made. If they've got £100,000 in a bank account and they've given £5,000, well, comparatively, it's a reasonable gift. But if they've given £95,000 and they've just kept £5,000 for themselves, it looks like a deliberate deprivation.
Wow, I mean,
haven't got any more questions.
It's a minefield, isn't it?
It really is.
It reinforces what we keep saying with any legal issue or matter that you just go to someone who knows what they're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so important to get that early legal advice.
How do people contact you guys?
You go on our website, www.wellandvalleylegal.com, and you can complete a quote calculator or our contact form, and our telephone number is
Fabulous.
On there too.
Okay, and you're both on LinkedIn, aren't you?
On LinkedIn.
We are.
We're even on social media as well.
Oh,
so we're also on Instagram and Facebook.
We need social media details. Matthew keeps asking us.
Well, so Instagram, are you?
So
or
we're just Welland Valley Legal.
on Insta?
Yeah, Instagram and Facebook.
So that we can tag you when it comes out and you can see it then.
Oh,
you wrote it down?
I won't be watching.
Yeah.
I hate watching myself.
Me too.
It's fab, honestly.
You got the Instagram details?
I've just Welland
You
Valley
wrote it?
Legal.
Yeah,
Okay.
simple as that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's
There's
fine.
only one of us.
Well, thank you so much both for coming. I know I've been pestering Christian for a little while. So I did him a deal, and you had to come along as well, Natalie. And I thought she's going to be far too busy. She's got a fairly newborn child, but here you are, and it's so lovely to see you both.
Thank you for having
so
us.
much
Yeah,
for coming. I
been
hope
great.
you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been really
Do
good.
the laws things.
Oh
the
God,
answers.
yeah.
See, I'm
Would
helping you now.
So this is the part of the podcast
This is the part of the podcast.
where we have. So in our last episode, we did 2 laws, and you have to guess which one is
True,
true
which
and
one is
false.
false.
And then we do 2 new laws for the next, and obviously our listeners can have a go as well.
Yes.
So the laws from our previous episode. Do you want to do yours first?
Well, I have to go to my other book.
I'll do
now.
mine first
Yeah.
while she's faffing. So, is it true or false that a contract has to be in writing and signed by all parties to be valid? That's number 1.
Number 2, you can be married by the captain. You can be married by the captain of a ship in international waters, and it is automatically valid in the UK.
So we're going to go with false for the
False.
first one, and then we're going to go with true for the second.
Well, we did a bit of a faux. Well, I did a bit of a faux pas on this one because they're actually both false.
Oh.
I was supposed to do the true one. Then we were having lunch today, and I said, "Oh, I've got a confession to make."
Yeah, so the reason mine is...
Yours is can be true, can't it?
Yeah, so the reason mine is false is because the captain of the ship is not an authorised person. Obviously, captains can become authorised, but if they're in international waters, there's no governing jurisdiction for the marriage. So if they're on the water, actually at sea, there's no governing jurisdiction. If they're on land and they're authorised, that's the difference. So it's a bit of a tricky one, that one.
Yeah,
That's where it
and
is.
obviously a contract doesn't have to be in writing. It can be construed by conduct, going right back to you.
That's taking you to my uni days.
Back to your uni and studying days.
So the 2 new ones.
The 2 new ones. Yeah, so I'll go first, shall I?
Yes.
So is the saying, possession is 9/10 of the law, true or false? Don't give us an answer.
And mine is, you cannot slide down snowy or icy streets. And that's the Metropolitan Act 1839.
So which one do you think is
You can have a guess. We're
true?
not going to reveal the answer, though. You have to listen to
till
the
after.
next episode.
I've got an idea, but
I've
Go
got
on
it.
then.
You say it. You go first. I think I have.
do you want us to say?
You can
No.
give us
Have a
what your...
guess.
I think the second one is true.
So do
Okay.
I. So do
Yeah.
I.
Okay, well, you have to listen to the next
Yeah.
episode
Oh, well,
to,
no.
Yeah.
to be revealed. So again, thank you so much for coming. We've loved having you here. And we'll carry on having a natter after because
But we
literally
end
we could
with-
talk forever, couldn't we?
But we end with a thought for the day.
I'm not finished yet.
Okay, sorry, Mum.
She's always interrupting.
Sorry, Mum.
Thought for the day, be
And
patient.
then this is the part of the episode where Geraldine shares her very inspiring thought for the day.
Are you ready?
Right.
See, I could have just done it, couldn't I? You didn't
Because I
say that
hadn't
then, did you?
finished.
Ridiculous. Honestly, I've been back at
Because
school.
you were saying it like I'd forgotten.
Yeah,
and
I did. Well, you
hadn't.
forgot the other bit,
I know
didn't
I
you?
did.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so...
I was
thought
too
for the day.
engrossed in chatting to these pair.
Well, keep focused. Anyway,
Yeah.
thought for the day. You ready? So,
Is it about squirrels again?
No.
Okay.
that was a nice one, though, wasn't it?
It was a nice one, yeah.
We are often the main character in our own struggles, but the quiet hero to somebody else. There is likely someone who remembers a joke you told them and smiles, or someone who felt a surge of confidence because of a small compliment you gave them. You might have forgotten the interaction, but to them, you were the exact person they needed at that time. So you do not have to do something big to be meaningful. Just being a kind presence is the most productive thing you can do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Hang on, wait a minute.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Did you? I don't know
if
if I was going to
be kind.
Hang on, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. So that reminded me, actually, I was going to carry on to say, so you know when you're out and about and you see someone and they've got like a nice dress, and I'll often go up to them and say, oh, that's really nice, where did you get that from? That reminded me of that. Yeah. That person would have gone away with a smile on their face. So it's the little things that matter.
I told you about after I'd seen Claire Corsten and I went and filled the car up with fuel and that lady said about my outfit. Yeah. And it was like, I was buzzing. As is my phone.
It's the little things that matter. But I won't say any more on that one.
No, I think that's true.
Yes.
Oh no, let's not drag it down there, Geraldine.
Keep your mind out the gutter.
Yes. So that's the end of this episode. Thank you very much to Natalie and Christian for joining us. Welland Valley Legal. If you have any wills or probate inquiries, then direct it to these guys, or you can contact us at lawfullyyourspod@gmail.co.uk. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're on YouTube, and
Spotify, obviously.
Spotify, Amazon, Pods, Apple Pods.
Everywhere.
We're every bloody where.
Everywhere.
Aren't we? So, thank you very much for listening to us again today, and we will see you in a couple of weeks.
We will. Bye. Oh, okay.
I've been Vickki Ridgway.
And I've been Geraldine Watson.
And together we've been Lawfully Yours.